What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Boy, did these guys have a wild ride. Between the breakup, the jail time, the tears, and the love, there's just so many scenes that we could have chosen, but we opted in for these 10 picks. So, let's now look at the 10 unforgettable Varchie moments on Riverdale. Let's jump right in, shall we? Number 10, the first I love you.
No, just I love you, Ronnie.
We just had to have it in here. It's one of the most memorable scenes in the entire series. Season 2 was when it became serious. After doing it all over the place, they finally get cozy while Veronica's parents are not home. They have sex in front of the fireplace, and although romantic, it quickly turned south. Archie was a bit on edge, fearing that Veronica's parents would come back home.
You sure your parents aren't going to come back anytime soon? What if they catch us like this?
But then, when she reassured him that the 13-course dinner would take way too long, he breathed a sigh of relief. Archie got carried away in the moment, and then he said something that shook us all. We never knew he would be the one to say it first, but he did. He said, "I love you," to Veronica. Jaw drop. But what did she reply to that? Nothing. To break the awkward silence and the dumbstruck look on Veronica's face, Archie quickly jumped up and said he'd better get going. That was not what we expected. Number 9, the mistletoe.
I know that I need goodness in my life. I need you in my life.
Wanting to right her wrong, Veronica wanted to find the suitable moment to tell her true feelings to Archie. After she received her Christmas gift from Archie, the little heart-shaped necklace which opens up and in it are 2 pictures of him and Veronica side by side, she decides that this is as good a moment as any to tell him. She goes to his house and knocks on the door. As Archie joins her outside, she tells him that they are standing underneath a mistletoe. So, kissing is inevitable.
Look up. Mistletoe alert. Hung by moi.
She tells him how much she appreciates him for being filled with goodness and admits that she doesn't want to lose something that's filled with goodness, aka Archie. She then tells him, "I love you too, Archie," and the 2 kiss. This was one of the sweetest moments on the show, and one we fans were wanting to see for a long time. And we can't tell you how glad we were the first time we heard it. Number 8, Archie's jail kiss. We all know he was framed, and we all know the beginning of Season 3 was quite the fiasco. With the pool party, the trial, and the imprisonment of Archie Andrews for a crime he didn't commit was a little too much. The entire town knew he was innocent, but Hiram got his way. And once there, he was quickly turned into some sort of modern-day gladiator, which fought other inmates for the warden's enjoyment. But that wouldn't last long. We all knew the gang wouldn't just sit there and do nothing, and Veronica was the first one to act. However, she didn't act before finding him in the jail's locker room and kissing him.
I don't understand. How are you here?
I know people who know people. We only have about 20 minutes.
The 20 minutes they gave Veronica to go and see her were more than enough for just one kiss, if you know what we mean. But when we saw her there, we knew this meant she had a plan. And sure enough, the kiss wasn't the only thing she had planned. She concocted the blueprint for Number 7, Archie's prison break. We told you Veronica had a plan. After the kiss had the hot romance that followed, Veronica told Archie about the plan for getting him out of jail. She wanted to know if there's some sort of escape hatch he could use, and that's when Archie told her about the little hatch in the middle of the ring that serves as a drain when they wash the bloodied floor of the ring. Not knowing whether he could fit in there or not, Veronica told him to try. When the time came, Veronica threw a little smoke grenade inside the ring, which served as a distraction, and then Archie made his move. He went down the drain, no pun intended, and Betty waited for him at the exit.
Know where that pipe leads? Find him right now!
The warden thought he was on the motorcycle with Betty, but it turns out Betty was just a distraction. They snuck Archie with the car, and he was finally free. Number 6, the talk.
Every day I wonder, what if I'd left Riverdale with my mom? Would I be better off?
I can't answer that, Archie.
The romance is there, the love is there, We just needed a little deep philosophical thinking to bring it all together. After Archie had the party and he rethinks the things he did while drunk, Veronica sits by his side and she comforts him through these tough times. Archie begins talking about how he told his dad not to sign the divorce papers, but now he's not sure it was such a good idea. He even begins talking about what would have happened if he had left Riverdale with his mother. Veronica just shrugs her shoulders and doesn't know what to respond, but she does say that never meeting Archie would be a tragedy of epic proportions. Well, this was what Archie was waiting to hear, and he didn't say anything. He only kissed her lovingly on the lips. Number 5. The Betty Kiss. Not cool, Archie. And when Veronica found out about the whole situation, things became interesting. Veronica knew something was wrong when they were sitting at the diner, and her intuition was right. Archie did have something to say. After this, Archie opened up about kissing Betty. She told her that the kiss only happened after both of them were feeling down, and they didn't know what to do. It happened after Archie was feeling sad about Veronica dumped him, and Jughead dumped Betty. Plus, pair desperation with the love story from Nana Rose, and you have a recipe for disaster. Veronica was shocked about this whole situation, but she did understand that it was only because they were both feeling depressed, and his honesty was the thing that made Veronica believe him, despite what had happened. Number 4. The First Kiss.
We shouldn't do this.
We definitely shouldn't do this.
Ask any Riverdale fan. The day that Veronica and Archie kissed was the day we would never forget. And even though we talked about all of these stories, before talking about the first kiss, we still believe this was one of the top 4 moments on Riverdale. At Cheryl's party, she proposed they play a game. You go inside her closet and spend 7 minutes in heaven with a partner. Archie and Veronica were hesitant at first, but they went in there. They didn't plan on doing anything, but they did it. Once there, they only planned to talk about their lives, but one thing led to another, and we got to see them kiss for the first time ever. Well, now you know what happens when you spend 7 minutes looking into someone's eyes and talk about your feelings. Number 3. Making love for the first time.
We've had this day with each other from the very beginning, Archie.
Ah, the long-awaited sex scene. As they slowly move to Veronica's bedroom, Archie asks her about her mother. She assures him that she's asleep, but just to be sure, they should keep quiet. When they enter her room and the door closes, they start with a passionate kiss, with Archie leaning against the wall.
I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea.
It didn't take long for clothes and shoes to be flying everywhere before Archie lifts her up and places Veronica on her bed. And all of that hot semi-nude scene is brought to a whole different level when Veronica says her famous line. This rather physical act of love helped elevate their relationship to a different level. Number 2. Archie's Tears.
So go ahead, yell at me and try to push me away, but I'm not going anywhere.
They hurt like melted iron dripping on flesh. Even though Veronica only wanted to help, Archie completely lost it when he couldn't find his dad's wallet and the clothes that she unpacked. Archie got really mad and he told Veronica to leave, and he was really rude about it too. But do you think she would leave him just like that? Veronica and Archie wouldn't be the couple they are if they gave up so easily. Veronica tells him the cold hard truth that Archie doesn't want to hear.
Archie, you shouldn't be alone right now. You're angry and hurting and probably terrified. I know I am.
And instead of fighting her, he bawls in front of her like a little kid. She immediately comforts him and offers him a shoulder to cry on. Now, do you understand why they're such a great couple? Number 1. The breakup.
And I can't escape him. As long as we're together, he'll be hunting me down, and everyone close to me is his target. That includes you.
Man, we thought we'd lost them forever. After everything that had happened at the beginning of season 3, Archie started thinking about what he was doing to the people around him. He realized that people not only get hurt when he's next to them. In order to make the breakup less painful for his sweetheart, he decides to call Veronica on the phone. She was completely oblivious about Archie's decision. She even told him about how she managed to get the judge to state his innocence, but that's when Archie dropped the news. Veronica couldn't believe what she was hearing. He was finally free, and he decides to leave her.
Don't you make me say goodbye to you, Archie Andrews. Because I don't want to hear it back.
It's too much. It's just too much after everything they've been through. And the news wasn't hard only for Veronica. We fans felt a heaviness in the air like never before. There's no way we're forgetting that one. And on that note, we end this video. But hey, what Varchie scene was your all-time favorite? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys!